5% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
In 2025, President Trump shocked the auto industry. He slapped a 25% tariff on all cars not made in the U.S. His goal was clear: bring back American manufacturing. But the reality is far more complicated. The truth is, there's no such thing as a fully US-made car. Take the Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck. It's assembled in Michigan, but its parts come from all over the world. The alternator, Mexico; wheels, also Mexico; half shafts, Canada; tires, South Korea. This web of suppliers is essential to the industry's efficiency and affordability. Trump's tariffs disrupted this delicate balance. They exposed the complexity of a globalized industry where parts cross borders multiple times before a car is even built. The tariffs didn't just affect foreign car makers, they hit American companies right in the engine. The tariffs had an immediate impact on prices. Suddenly, those foreign-made parts became 25% more expensive. For a car like the F-150, that added up to thousands of dollars in extra costs. And who ultimately pays? The American consumer. Automakers warned that these tariffs would backfire. They argued that higher costs would lead to lower demand, hurting the very industry Trump aimed to protect. They pleaded for stability and certainty in trade policy. Their concerns were largely ignored, but the tariffs didn't stop at finished cars. Even raw materials like steel and aluminum, essential for building cars, were hit with separate 25% tariffs. This double whammy further increased costs for automakers, squeezing their already tight margins. One of Trump's main arguments for the tariffs was job creation. He claimed that bringing production back to the U.S. would lead to more jobs for American workers. However, the reality is far more nuanced. While some companies did announce plans to expand U.S. production, these moves were often driven more by automation than by a surge in hiring. Robots, not humans, are increasingly taking over factory floors, making it cheaper to produce cars domestically, but not necessarily creating more jobs. The tariffs also had unintended consequences. Some experts warned that they could actually lead to job losses in the North American auto industry as a whole. The higher costs and potential for reduced demand could force companies to cut back on production, leading to layoffs. Trump's auto tariffs were part of a broader trade war, particularly aimed at China. His goal was to protect American industries and jobs from what he saw as unfair competition. But in a globalized economy, such moves have ripple effects. The tariffs risked alienating allies like Canada and Mexico, key partners in the North American auto industry. They also diverted attention and resources away from the real challenge, competing with China's rapidly growing auto industry. While the long-term impact of Trump's tariffs remains to be seen, one thing is clear: they were a gamble. A gamble that upended the auto industry, raised costs for consumers, and may not have achieved its intended goals. In the end, it highlighted the complexities of a globalized world where disentangling national economies is easier said than done.